UFC bet with me. Who's ready to bet on UFC 317? Me. That's who. MMA Locker Room here. Millz Young here, part of Pick Dawgz. And we're about to go over this week's card. Headlined by Topuria taking on Charles Oliveira for the title. And then we got Alexander Panto taking on Cortez France to defend his title. Now look, man, we got a lot of fights to talk about. Like always, I'm going to go through every single fight. Give you guys my picks, my prediction. Let you guys know which dog is barking. Let you guys know how the odds are playing out. And, you know, some insights into the fights. But always, man, how'd you guys do last week? I mean, our predictions, let's keep it real. We went 7-5. A lot of dogs came alive, and I wasn't on that side. I mean, the women's fight, it was crazy, man. Both those girls came out there and won. I mean, the main event, I was on the wrong side. I had Jamal Hill. Never do that again. Khalil Roundtree was the one. But, you know, besides that, though, we were able to steer us through some spots and make a little bit of money. Not too much. All right, man. Now, look, if you guys want our exclusive picks on everything, all you got to do is hit us up on the premium pick tab. We got a lot of smart handicappers out there putting money in your pocket. All right, UFC 317, it's going down. International Fight Week, man. This fight card, we got Topuria, and he's a big favorite. He's minus 500. I'll tell you guys how to bet on that main event later on. Let's start off with the first fight of the night, okay? First fight of the night just got thrown together. Why? Because one of the opponents pulled out. Cedricus Dumas pulled out. In comes Christopher Uert. He's taking on Jackson McVey. Let's talk about it. Jackson McVey, 6-0, coming from the LFA promotions, okay? A well-talented fighter when it comes to his finishes. 3 KOs, 3 submissions, all of them done in the first round. Just fought about 3 weeks ago. Now, he's a slight underdog, plus 105. He's taking on Christopher Uert. Christopher Uert just came off of the Fury fighting promotion where he got a win over Reese Watkins. I remember that fight vividly because I had an interview with Reese Watkins, so I was really watching that fight. Until I like the way that he pushes his pressure in the fight, okay? He's not going to quit. He has durable wrestling. He has good cardio, and he has a decent jab. But Jackson McVey, he's a finisher, man. We don't know what's going to happen if this fight gets past that second round. With Christopher, I actually think it does get extended. With that being said, I was on Jackson McVey 100% in his last fight. In this one, I'm probably going to be looking at the favorite just because I think that if he can get this fight past that first round, we don't know what McVey's going to look like. But, yeah, it's a hard fight to predict, and it just got thrown together on short notice. Next fight of the night. Let's keep it going, man. Jonathan Denise. He's taking on Alvin Hines. Jonathan Denise, a talented kickboxer. Minus 3-1 favorite on the books. Taking on Alvin Hines. Making his UFC debut on short notice. Coming from the LFA promotion. Seen this guy fight, too. A big heavyweight. But this is the thing, man. He has power in his hands, but when you compare him to those other heavyweights, I don't think he's at that top tier of the UFC fighters. I do think that he can get a win in certain fights, but in here, I'll be honest with you guys, Denise, he's not a fighter that I rank too high in here. So for me, I'm looking at a dog or pass spot in this fight. So, yeah, man, I can't parlay Denise at that price tag. I'm going to be looking at the under 1.5, okay? It came out, I want to say, at like plus money. Now it's going down. Give me the under 1.5 in here. And if anything, it's dog or pass in this one. Next fight taking place, man. Jacoby Smith taking on Nico Price. Jacoby Smith, the biggest favorite on the card. He was minus 3,000 yesterday. He's minus 4,000 a day. What can I say, man? This guy is as advertised. He's taking on a talented fighter in Nico Price, who could always play spoiler alert, man. But this is the thing, man. Jacoby Smith, I'm not going to waste too much time. I think he wins decide the distance by KO. That's the way to play it. And if you guys want to be more specific, first round, okay? What's going to happen? He's going to stand out there, all right? It's going to be about 3 minutes and 23 seconds into the first round. A right's going to catch him. Nico Price is going to hit the ground. Jacoby Smith's going to go over there on top, ground and pound, finish him. That's it. That's how the fight goes, right? Who knows, man? I'm just giving you a little bit more insight, man. But I want to give you guys some credit on Nico Price, man. He's a real fighter, man. He done been fighting for a while now. This fight is going to be his last one, though. I think it's going to be the retirement one. Next fight taking place, man. We got Blachowicz Borchov, and he's taking on Terrence McKinney. Terrence McKinney, slight favorite, minus 170. Not a slight favorite, big favorite. The reason why is because Terrence McKinney is usually a bigger favorite than that. And it's hard to trust him in spots because when his fights get extended past those first rounds, he doesn't look the same. But in that first round, oh my gosh, I don't know if there's anybody better out there. He's out there throwing everything out there. Forget the kitchen sink. He's throwing the bathroom door. He's throwing the garage door opener. He's throwing everything he got out there. Power in his hands. And here, if he goes to that wrestling, this is where I think he'll have the advantage over Borchov. Borchov's been taken down in multiple fights. And Borchov is a talented kickboxer, man. When it comes down to it, he wants this on the feet, striking. And I think Borchov is live, man. This is a guy that where I think, he's going to go out there and believe that he can finish Terrence McKinney. He ain't going out there looking at it as if, oh, okay, I'm scared of this guy or anything. Intimidated. That's how some people go into the cage when they fight and they see the finishes that they have in the UFC, right? That's not going to be Borchov at all. He's only been finished once by Chase Hooper in here. I like the under in this fight. I like the fight not going the distance. And for me, man, yeah, I like Terrence McKinney. I like the improvements that he's making over there at Fusion Excel. This is a buy low spot that I think you guys can get in with Terrence McKinney and get your money. Because I think in that first round, both these guys are going to be throwing it. It's kind of whoever catches who. I've been going back and forth on this fight. Man. And, I made up my mind, man. Give me Terrence McKinney, man. He's going to get it done, all right? First round KO. How this one's going to play out? He's going to hit him with the long jab, right? After that jab, you're going to see a cross to the body. After a cross to the body, you're going to see about 4 to 5 1-2s. And that's going to be it, man. Borchov hits the floor. First round KO. Terrence McKinney gets it done. All right, man. Next fight taking place. We got Tracy Cortez. And she's taking on Viviana Roou. Tracy Cortez fighting out of fight ready. All right, man. So when you look at this fight, a minus 260 favorite, minus 240 for Tracy Cortez. Taking on Viviana Roou, who looked good in her last fight. A talented fighter who's been through the whole rankings already. When it comes to the fight resume, I got to give it to Vivi. When it comes to the power, I got to go with Viviana. When it comes to the finishability, I'm going with her too. Cardio is going to be in Tracy Cortez's favor. The wrestling going to be in Tracy Cortez's favor. And, I would say probably the gym, the training experience is going to be in Tracy Cortez's favor, okay? Only got 2 losses in her career, and one was to Rose Namajunas. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I like the way that she improved her striking when she went out there and trained with the Pitbull brothers before a fight with Jasmine. The thing is, in her last fight, man, I didn't see that same striking movement and accuracy, and it just didn't look like the same thing. It looked like we seen a fighter that added striking to her game that she already had wrestling in, to where in that fight we say, hey, don't forget about the wrestling too. Go for that. And I remember that Jasmine fight, she really didn't go for the takedowns too much. She didn't need them. She still got the job done. In this fight, she's going to need that wrestling out there, man. You do not want to strike with Vivi. Vivi, put your lights out right there, man. But how can this fight play out? Probably Tracy Cortez wins by decision. That's my prediction. All right, man. Next fight taking place. We got a good one. Jose Delgado, man. Training out the MMA lab. Opened up a minus 140 all the way up to a minus 155 right now. Hyder Mill. 11-0. Underdog in this spot. Plus 130 on the books out there. He's 3-0 in the UFC or 4 in the UFC? Keep count, man, because he's been cashing for you guys. Looking good in his last fight out against William Gomes, where he outstruck him for 15 minutes, and he actually got a takedown in that fight. Delgado's going to be the overall better fighter, I think, with more power, faster hands, and, wrestling that he can go to. But Hyder Mill, to me, is that dog to where you cannot get in front of Hyder Mill right now, especially at plus money, man. So for here, I like this fight not going the distance, of course. Both these guys have finishability. Jose Delgado is going to be good too, man. Young fighter training out the MMA lab. But I think this is going to be a fight to where Hyder Mill is going to be able to just, toughen up a little bit more, take those shots, counter back, and, get the win. So give me the dog in this fight, man. Hyder Mill. I think he gets it done in round 1 and round 2, man. All right, next fight taking place. Jack Hermansson is taking on Gregory Rodriguez. Jack Hermansson's a plus what? Plus 180 on the books right now. Gregory Rodriguez minus 220 in here. Gregory Rodriguez, his last couple of opponents that he has losses to, doesn't compare anything to Jack Hermansson. I'm talking about Jack Hermansson only lost to Roman Dolidze, Jared Cannonier, and Sean Strickland. Gregory Rodriguez has losses over like Bruno Ferreira, Armand Petrosian, Jared Cannonier. And he's a big favorite in this spot. He's warranted to be a favorite, but I don't think at this price tag. I think he should be at minus 140. So I started looking at Jack Hermansson when this first fight got announced. as this fight's playing out, I'm kind of thinking that Gregory Rodriguez could do enough in that first round, and he's always gonna have that wrestling to where it's like, hey, he doesn't do that in his fights anymore. But Jack Hermansson's a good grappler too. The volume I think is gonna be on Jack Hermansson's side with the striking, but the power is gonna be in Gregory Rodriguez's favor. I like this fight going the distance. I could probably play the over 2.5. I don't think Gregory Rodriguez will just put him out in that first round. But then again, it's crazy because that's the path to victory that I kind of do see playing out for Gregory Rodriguez. And if that doesn't happen, I think Jack Hermansson in those later rounds is going to be live. But this ain't a 5-round fight. It's only 3. And with that being said, I think Gregory Rodriguez could win 2 rounds. Back and forth. But the more I'm looking at this card, man, Jack Hermansson is either going to be that guy that's going to be the big upset alert, you know what I mean, and pull another guy's card, trying to step up into that top division, or else Gregory Rodriguez looks like a solid parlay piece. I'm back and forth on it, man, so I don't got a real solid read. I'm not putting my money on it as we speak, but my prediction and my pick, I'm gonna go, man. I'm going with Jack Hermansson, man. I'm going with my first gut, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm not about to give something else out. Like my first gut was Jack Hermansson. I still think Jack Hermansson's live in this fight, man. So it's like, yeah, man. It's hard, man. But like I said, I'm not putting my money on this one, man. Let's go, man. Before we get to the next fight, I need you guys to do one thing for me. Smash the like button, hit the comments for us up, and let me know, man, after these prelim fights, which fights are you guys betting on, okay? Let me know. All right, man. This is potential fight of the night, man. We got a good one right here. Let's talk about it. Felipe Lima is taking on Peyton Talbot, okay? Let's talk about the odds. Felipe Lima is a -190 favorite. He opened up a -140. The comeback on Peyton Talbot, +165. All right, man. Both these guys are talented fighters in the division. Young fighters getting put up against each other, okay? I'm surprised the UFC put together this fight, but somebody's going to win. And let's talk about who has the possibility. All right, I like Felipe Lima. He came from the Octagon promotion, took a couple of fights over here in the UFC, and impressed, man. Wins over Miles Johns, and, another fighter that he got the win over in his UFC debut, I forget the name of. But in this one, man, we're looking at Peyton Talbot, who was the biggest favorite on one of his cards that he fought on. It was like a -1400 favorite against Ronnie Barcelos. He took his first L. Now, he's an underdog in this spot at +165 in here. And I think both these guys have passed the victory. Peyton Talbot, I think he can stuff the takedowns from Lima. Lima's only like averaging like 1.5 takedowns per fight. With that being said, he could get maybe 3, maybe 4, but not dominant time control. That's where Peyton Talbot struggled with, right? In his last fight against Ronnie Barcelos, got taken down 8 times. When it comes to the striking, Peyton Talbot's going to shine. He averages 6.5 strikes landed per minute compared to Lima around 3.5. And when it comes to the finishability, I like Peyton Talbot in here as well. When it comes to the fight resume, I got to go with Lima. Everybody that Peyton Talbot fought in the UFC so far, before he got here, besides Conor Samar, really ain't fighters that, even staying around in the UFC or that even belong in the UFC. With that being said, I like the dog in this fight. I just can't pass up that price tag. And I think that Peyton Talbot is good. And I just think that Lima is good as well, but I think that Lima can still take a loss early on in his career, and I think Peyton Talbot is still dangerous, like that's the thing. When a fighter takes a big loss and he's a big favorite, everybody looks at him and say he's not this, he's not good, he's not that. That could still be, right? But I don't think that he's just everything that you said he wasn't last time because, he lost one time. It's the comeback time. Give me Peyton Talbot in here. I think he gets the job done. Give me the fight going the distance, though. I will tell you, though, when this fight first got announced, I was kind of all over Lima because I was reading into the narratives, too, and I was like, oh, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that. And no, man, there's a difference. Every fight is different, and, I do believe that he took some steps to improve. And like I said, he's not a favorite. If it was like -120 Peyton Talbot, it'd be a different story. We're talking about +160 in here. So, let's go. Who you guys got in that one? Next fight, man. We got a great one to talk about and break down, man, because this fight got rebooked, man. Renato Marcano, Money Moicano, taking on Beneil Dariush. Moicano, slight favorite, minus 115. Beneil Dariush, plus 105. Both these guys were supposed to fight on, what, UFC 311 and 313. And what happened was the main event got rescheduled because Renato Marcano had to pull in for Amar Sukarukian, fight Islam, and lose. Since then, Beneil Dariush hasn't done anything, man. This is the thing. Beneil Dariush is going to be the overall better fighter, right? But the overall better fighter always doesn't win. And lately, Moicano only has one loss, and that's to Islam. And the difference is the confidence that he's been getting throughout this little win thing. He believes that he's a better fighter and that he can go in there and finish people. And when you're fighting like that, compared to a fight that's just fighting out there, going through the motions, going through, I can fight, but what am I fighting for? Is Dariush fighting for a top 5, title? I mean, a top 5 spot. He's already on a 2-fight losing streak against Amar Sukarukian and Charles Oliveira. He probably only has maybe 1 or 2 fights left on his contract. He's been sitting on the sidelines a lot. Not an active fighter out there. So in here, I got to go with Moicano in here. And I think this one, actually, give me the over in here. I can see this one going over. I can see 3rd round starting. So yeah, I always like playing that bet sometimes. 3rd round to start. I can see this one lasting 10 minutes. Next fight taking place. Joshua Vance taking on Brandon Royval. It's going to be a great one, man, for this division, man. The flyweights right now are on fire. Joshua Vance, minus 115 on the comeback. Brandon Royval, plus 105. The fight IQ has got to go with Brandon Royval in the fight resume and the fight experience. I got to give him that. But when it comes down to the striking, I got to go with Joshua Vance. When it comes down to the power, none of these guys are too powerful, so I don't really favor any, but if I do, it's going to be Vance. When it comes to the grappling and wrestling, of course, that's Brandon Royval, man. He's lethal with the jiu-jitsu, so I do see a path to where Brandon Royval has 2 ways to win this fight. Take him down and grapple, win minutes, or win decisions too, because he can strike and put up value, man. He's done that multiple times, but he's been concussed in his last couple of training sessions, and one interview he said that he couldn't even formulate sentences. So it's one of those things too. I think the volume are going to kind of match out each other and play out, but I think the more powerful strikes are going to be coming from Van. I think Brandon Royval can play up to the crowd too and knows how to win minutes in front of a crowd, in front of the judges, compared to Van. So it's a good fight, and let me know who you guys like, man. I got to go with Joshua Vance at this spot. It's a buy low spot, and I think he's on fire right now. Only 1 loss in his last couple of fights, and that was to Charles Johnson. So with that being said, Brandon Royval is a live underdog too. So I just got to go with my first gut in that fight, man. Next fight taking place. Who you guys got, man? Kai France. He's taking on Alexander Pantoja. Alexander Pantoja is going to be the champion in this one, man. And what is he at? 250 on the books. Did he already fought before? I think this is... Kai France has power in his hands. Kai France is probably one of the better fighters in the flyweight division that can give Alexander Pantoja some problems. Why? Because Pantoja likes to go out there and, stand and strike with you before he grapples you and tries to get you down to the ground. But he has power in his hands as well. Kai France has decent takedown defense. Decent takedown defense ain't going to last for 5 rounds. That'll get you through the first or second, mid-second. And then after that, it's going to play on you. After you stuff 6 or 7 takedowns, you ain't going to be able to get to that 7th or 8th as easy, right? So that's where the fight could play out, man. I like Alexander Pantoja in this fight. I think he's one of the better fighters in the division that can just kind of hold on to the belt and keep relapsing it. Only people I think that can maybe challenge him is if somebody came into this division that we weren't expecting, or it's like Muhammad Mokaev. But with that being said, co-main event. Who you guys like, man? You guys like the dog, or you guys like Pantoja in there? Yeah, give me Alexander Pantoja in there, and I say he wins by submission. Main event time. Uert Topuria taking on Charles Oliveira, and this has to be one of the better fights of the year, man. Uert Topuria stepping up to this weight class. Why? Because Islam had to vacate the belt, because Uert Topuria vacated his belt and said, I want to move up to this 155 division and be a two-time champion, you know, but hey, it wasn't able to happen, so he said, hey, man, I'll give up the belt. I don't even want to fight there no more, you know. He hated cutting that weight, and he didn't want to do it no more. He wanted to fight Islam Makhachev, but Islam Makhachev moved up to welterweight. Charles Oliveira is one of the better fighters in the whole UFC. He has the most finishes in the lightweight division, I want to say. His jiu-jitsu is top tier. He has power in his hands. I'm going to be honest with you guys. He's getting disrespected on these odds, man. He's going to be the bigger fighter, the taller fighter, and he can grapple. He can go for takedowns as well. And at that price tag, man, it's a big step up in competition, and it's a big step up in the division because you're in a whole different weight class for Uert Topuria. But if anybody could do it, it's Uert Topuria. This guy is as advertised, man. He's a technician when he works. His boxing's there. His cardio's there. He can submit people, and he has grappling. His fight IQ, A+. His striking, A+. His wrestling, B. His cardio, B+. Everything, man, checks out on this guy. And I think he's going to be able to get it done inside the distance. So that's the way I'm going to play it. But I'm trying to tell you guys, too, this is Uert Topuria's most dangerous fight. More dangerous than Volk, more dangerous than Max Holloway. Let me know who you guys betting on in the main event, though. Because I'm going to tell you guys like this. I did a parlay with Topuria and Panto. It was like minus 150. But, I mean, Charles Oliveira plus 300 something. Man, I mean, and I'm an Uert Topuria guy. I mean, I seen him fight live against Bryce Mitchell and everything. But those numbers, man, it's man, you're talking about Charles Oliveira, man. But talking about Uert Topuria. Let me know in the comments below, man, who you guys got winning the main event, who you guys like in the co-main event. MMA Locker Room here, UFC Bet with me. See you guys soon. Pick Dawgz, we out.